Right, stop scrolling because what I'm about to show you separates the hybrid market into two completely different worlds that dealers desperately want you to think are the same. There are 7 used hybrids on British roads right now, genuinely saving their owners thousands of pounds, and 5 that are quietly turning into financial nightmares with battery replacement bills that exceed the car's entire market value. Same word on the badge. Hybrid. Completely different financial outcomes, and the gap between them is the single most important thing to understand before buying any used hybrid in 2026. I want to be specific about nightmares means, not slightly disappointing fuel economy. Battery replacement quotes that exceed what the car is worth, leaving owners trapped between an unaffordable repair and a worthless car. Stay with me. In 50 seconds, I'm going to tell you about a hybrid owner in Reading who received a battery replacement quote of £9,200 on a car currently worth £7,500. When I tell you which car it was and why the battery failed so early, you'll understand exactly what separates the good hybrids from the disasters. But first, here's the number that explains everything that follows. Battery management philosophy, not battery chemistry, not battery size, accounts for approximately 80% of the variance in hybrid battery longevity across the UK market. The manufacturers who manage their batteries conservatively produce packs lasting 200,000 miles. The manufacturers who push for maximum range and performance produce packs failing at 60,000, 80% of the variance from management philosophy alone, which means the brand on the badge tells you more about your battery's future than almost anything else you could check. Subscribe right now. Drop a comment telling me which hybrid you currently own or are considering, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly which category it falls into. Let's crack on. Hybrid number 7, Honda Jazz eHEV. The Jazz eHEV's 2-motor hybrid architecture is genuinely different from competitors. The petrol engine primarily acts as a generator rather than directly driving the wheels in most conditions, with mechanical coupling only engaging at sustained higher speeds. A retired mechanical engineer in Suffolk who has owned 3 consecutive Jazz generations described why this matters for battery longevity. The 2-motor system means the battery cycles more gently than systems where the engine and electric motor work together constantly. Honda's management software keeps the battery within a conservative charge window. I've seen Jazz hybrids at 110,000 miles with battery health readings above 90%. That's not luck. That's deliberate engineering conservatism. A district nurse in Cambridge with 108,000 miles on her Jazz described her experience. 2 services per year, 1 wiper blade motor replacement. The hybrid system has been completely silent. No warnings, no degradation I've noticed in fuel economy or performance. Hybrid number 6, Toyota Yaris Hybrid. Toyota's 4th-generation hybrid technology, refined across decades of production, manages charge between 30 and 70% of capacity, never allowing full depletion or full charge, the specific philosophy that protects lithium cell longevity. A fleet manager in Nottingham who operated 14 Yaris hybrid models described 3 years of data, combined mileage approaching 800,000 miles. Workshop visits for unscheduled repairs, 3, none related to the hybrid system itself. The battery management philosophy Toyota uses prioritizes longevity so completely that failure is genuinely rare. An accountant in Edinburgh who applied professional cost analysis to her purchase decision confirmed the financial case. Total cost of ownership over 5 years beat every alternative I considered, including cars costing significantly less to buy. Hybrid number 5. Toyota RAV4 Hybrid. The RAV4's larger hybrid system operates within the same conservative Toyota philosophy applied to a family SUV platform, creating a vehicle that fleet operators specifically choose for high-mileage professional use. A long-distance driver in Plymouth covering over 50,000 miles annually described his RAV4 at 194,000 miles. Hybrid battery tested at 93% capacity last month. 1 set of rear brake pads in that entire distance. Regenerative braking dramatically extends pad life. It has not let me down once in 4 years. The financial case extends beyond reliability into running costs. Real-world fuel consumption of 50 to 60 miles per gallon in mixed UK driving generates estimates fuel savings of £400 to £600 annually versus comparable conventional petrol SUVs. Hybrid number 4, Lexus CT200h. Lexus applies Toyota Group hybrid technology with additional premium engineering attention, creating one of the most underrated reliability stories in the UK used market, obscured by the CT200h's discontinuation and subsequent low profile. A Lexus specialist in Leicester who services high-mileage hybrid examples described what he finds. CT200h batteries at 200,000 miles are testing within specification more consistently than any other hybrid brand I service. Lexus's quality control on the hybrid system components exceeds even Toyota's mainstream standard. A solicitor in York who bought a CT200h specifically for its reliability reputation described 8 years of ownership, 211,000 miles. Battery has never been touched beyond standard health checks at service intervals. This car has been the most reliable vehicle I've ever owned, hybrid or otherwise. Stop. 4 hybrids that genuinely save money. The Jazz with 2-motor architecture cycling batteries gently. The Yaris with near-zero failures across 800,000 fleet miles. The RAV4 testing at 93% capacity approaching 200,000 miles. The Lexus exceeding 230,000 miles on original battery packs. 3 more good hybrids to cover. Then we move into the 5 nightmares, including the reading owner's £9,000 quote. Drop a comment right now. Tell me your hybrid battery health if you know it, or whether you've ever had it tested. The answers tell us how many people are driving without knowing what condition their battery is actually in. Hybrid number 3, KIA Niro Hybrid. The Niro's hybrid system benefits from Hyundai Group's increasingly sophisticated battery management, and the transferable 7-year warranty provides financial protection that most competitors don't match. An independent hybrid specialist in Leeds who services multiple Korean brands described the Niro specifically. Kia's battery management has matured significantly since 2020. The current Niro generation shows degradation rates that are genuinely competitive with Toyota's at comparable mileage. Combined with the warranty transfer, a used Niro within its original coverage period represents very low financial risk. A taxi operator in Glasgow running multiple Niro hybrids across his fleet confirmed the commercial verdict. Reliable enough that I've expanded the fleet with more of them. The warranty coverage gave me confidence to buy used examples I wouldn't have considered from other brands. Hybrid number 2, Toyota Corolla Hybrid. The Corolla represents Toyota's hybrid technology applied to a slightly larger platform than the Yaris, with documented longevity that extends into territory most cars never approach, regardless of powertrain. David, the Aberdeen courier referenced extensively across previous reliability content, has driven his Corolla Hybrid to 287,000 miles with the original hybrid system intact. His total non-consumable repair spend across 8 years, £412, none of it battery-related. A Toyota dealer service manager in Edinburgh who services high-mileage Corolla hybrids described what he consistently finds. The hybrid components at 200,000 miles look like components that have done a fraction of that distance. Toyota's conservative charge management is the entire explanation. Hybrid number 1, Toyota Prius. The Prius earns the top position because it represents the longest continuous hybrid development history of any vehicle sold in Britain. Over 2 decades of refinement applied to the same conservative battery management philosophy. A taxi industry veteran in Manchester who has operated multiple Prius generations across a 20-year career described the institutional knowledge within his industry. Taxi operators across Britain default to Prius specifically because of accumulated fleet experience, showing batteries lasting the life of the vehicle in the overwhelming majority of cases. When something this reliable becomes the industry default for people whose income depends on the car working, that's the strongest endorsement available. The industry default. From people whose income depends on reliability. That's the Prius's position summarized. Nightmare Hybrid number 5, Mitsubishi Outlander PHEV. The Outlander PHEV's battery management prioritizes maximum electric range over longevity, a design philosophy that produces impressive headline figures and disappointing real-world durability. A PHEV specialist in Bristol described the degradation pattern. Mitsubishi's charge management allows deeper discharge cycles than competitors to maximize advertised electric range. That deeper cycling accelerates cell degradation. We're seeing significant capacity loss by year 4 that competitors don't show until year 7 or 8. An Outlander PHEV owner in Manchester described his experience at 4 years. Electric range dropped from claimed 35 miles to barely 18. Quoted 7,800 for battery replacement on a car now worth 13,000. I'm absorbing the loss rather than paying that. Nightmare Hybrid number 4, Volvo XC60 Recharge. Early XC60 Recharge production batches had a documented thermal management deficiency that Volvo addressed through subsequent software updates and hardware revisions. But the affected early examples carry ongoing degradation risk that buyers need to identify specifically. An EV and PHEV specialist in Glasgow described the production batch distinction. Cars built before a specific 2022 revision show measurably higher degradation rates. The fix wasn't retroactively applied to existing batteries, only to new production. Buyers need to check production date specifically, not just model year. The financial consequence for affected examples: battery replacement quotes of £9,000 to £12,000 on cars worth £25,000 to £30,000, survivable but significantly eroding the value proposition that attracted buyers initially. Nightmare Hybrid number 3, BMW 330e. BMW's PHEV battery in the 330e shares cooling infrastructure with engine systems in ways that create interaction failures beyond simple battery degradation. A BMW PHEV specialist in Southampton described the compound failure pattern. When the 330e's battery cooling system develops faults, which happens with documented regularity around 50 to 70,000 miles, the battery degrades faster than it would with proper thermal management. We're seeing battery replacement needs arriving years earlier than the chemistry alone would predict because the cooling fault accelerates everything. This is the reading owner's car, £9,200 quoted on a vehicle worth £7,500. The owner's situation: I'm essentially being asked to pay more than the car is worth to fix it, or accept it's now worthless as a hybrid, and drive it purely on petrol with a dead-weight battery I can't remove economically. A dead-weight battery that can't be economically removed, on a car that cost £38,000 new. Nightmare Hybrid number 2, Audi Q5 TFSI. The Q5 PHEV's battery management software has required multiple update cycles addressing degradation issues that Audi has never fully resolved across the model's production run. An Audi specialist in Norwich who has tracked the Q5 TFSI's software update history described the pattern. Each software update temporarily improves symptoms without addressing underlying cell-level degradation that earlier software calibration caused. Owners who bought in 2020 and 2021 are now facing battery health readings significantly below what equivalent mileage Toyota or Lexus hybrids show. A Q5 TFSIe owner in Bristol described his battery health check result: 71% capacity at 58,000 miles. My friend's Toyota RAV4 Hybrid at similar mileage tested at 94%. Same general technology category, completely different outcome. Nightmare Hybrid number 1, Mercedes-Benz C300e. The C300e earns the most severe position on this list because its battery failure combines the worst characteristics of every other nightmare entry: aggressive charge management, thermal interaction faults, and software issues that compound rather than resolve over successive updates. A Mercedes PHEV specialist in Southampton, different from the BMW specialist quoted earlier, described the C300e's battery as the most consistently problematic hybrid system he services. The combination of aggressive electric range targeting and thermal management that wasn't adequately validated for British climate conditions creates a degradation rate that's genuinely the worst I've measured across any hybrid brand. We're seeing battery health below 70% at 50,000 miles on a meaningful proportion of examples. Below 70% at 50,000 miles. On a meaningful proportion of examples, a C300e owner in Guildford described his financial position with evident distress. Battery replacement, quote, £12,400. Car's current market value, £19,000. I'm being asked to spend 2/3 of the car's value to fix a single component on a car I paid $46,000 for new. I will never buy another plug-in hybrid from a manufacturer without Toyota's track record. 2/3 of the car's value to fix one component on a car that cost £46,000 new. The Mercedes specialist's broader assessment explains why this matters beyond one model. PHEV systems designed primarily to hit emissions testing targets rather than genuine long-term electric efficiency consistently show worse real-world battery longevity. The C300e is the clearest example of that engineering priority producing consumer harm. The battery was optimized to look good on a test cycle, not to last. Optimized to look good on a test cycle, not to last. Right then. 7 hybrids that save you money. Number 7. Honda Jazz PHEV. 2 motor architecture cycling batteries gently, minimal degradation past 100,000 miles. Number 6, Toyota Yaris Hybrid, near zero hybrid failures across 800,000 fleet miles. Number 5, Toyota RAV4 Hybrid, 93% battery capacity approaching 200,000 miles. Number 4, Lexus CT200h, over 230,000 miles documented on original battery packs. Number 3, Kia Niro Hybrid, 7-year transferable warranty providing genuine financial protection. Number 2, Toyota Corolla Hybrid, 287,000 miles, 0 battery-related repairs. Number 1, Toyota Prius, over 2 decades of conservative battery management, the taxi industry default, 5 that become nightmares. Number 5, Mitsubishi Outlander PHEV, deep discharge cycling for range maximization, accelerating degradation. Number 4, Volvo XC60 Recharge early production, thermal management deficiency not retroactively fixed. Number 3, BMW 330e. Cooling system faults compounding battery degradation, the reading owner's £9,000 nightmare. Number 2, Audi Q5 TFSI, software updates masking rather than resolving underlying cell degradation. Number 1, Mercedes C300e, the worst documented degradation pattern in the UK market, £12,000 quotes on cars worth £19,000. The pattern is unmistakable. Toyota Group hybrids, Toyota, Lexus and increasingly Kia, consistently demonstrate conservative battery management philosophy that protects long-term value. European PHEV systems designed primarily around emissions test performance and maximum advertised electric range consistently show accelerated real-world degradation that creates devastating financial consequences for owners. Before buying any used hybrid, get a battery health check. It costs £80 to £150 and tells you everything the badge alone cannot. Drop a comment. Tell me which category your hybrid falls into, or which one you're now reconsidering. Because this conversation could save someone watching from a £9,000 mistake. Subscribe and hit the notification bell. Right then, that's it from me today. Thanks for watching, and remember, the word hybrid means nothing until you know how the battery was managed. See you next time. Cheers. See you next time. Cheers. See you next time. Cheers.